Are you considering a divorce? Is your spouse considering a divorce? Or someone else you know considering a divorce? This can be a traumatic and chaotic time making a decision to end a relationship. And there are 6 emotional stages of divorce that I would like to discuss with you today. The first stage is disillusionment. This usually occurs 1 to 2 years before any actual step is taken on beginning a legal process. This can be characterized by fantasizing. What would it be like to be divorced? What are the actual pros and cons of going through a divorce? And you may spend a good bit of time thinking about this, but yet this is a time that's still generally a private time for you. The second stage is expressing dissatisfaction. Usually expressing that dissatisfaction to your spouse, but it may be others that you're expressing that dissatisfaction to as well. This usually occurs about 8 to 12 months before a legal process would be begun with a divorce, and it may be characterized by an effort at marital counseling. It may be characterized by a honeymoon period of time where there's really a renewed effort on your part to save the marriage. The third emotional stage of divorce is actually deciding to divorce. At this period of time, you begin creating an emotional distance between you and your spouse. You may be looking for rationalizations to support the decision that you've made to divorce. The challenge is this is a period of time that usually your spouses may only be entering stage 1, and so your spouse is at a totally different place in considering this than you are, and it does bring its own challenges. Oftentimes at this particular stage, both spouses feel victimized by one another. The fourth stage of divorce is actually acting on the decision to divorce, actually beginning the legal process. This may be the time that you're seeking out legal recourses, legal advice, trying to really look at the legal ramifications. It may be characterized by a physical separation. You're also working at dividing yourself emotionally as well. This is a period of time that the children usually find out about that a divorce is imminent, and also that you go public. And so you must understand that this is a time that there's a tendency for friends and extended family to begin choosing sides, and there may be divided loyalty. And this brings its own challenges. At this period of time, you do begin setting legal precedents. What kind of emotional support, what kind of particularly financial support will be ongoing after the divorce. The fifth stage is growing acceptance. This happens during the process, the legal process of divorce, and after the divorce. And it's a period of time of a great deal of adjustments, emotional adjustments, physical adjustments, financial adjustments. This is the time that's really excellent to go through mediation, because it's usually a time that both spouses are recognizing that in spite of the emotional turmoil, that there are business decisions that need to be made, and those business decisions require somewhat of a clear head. There's also a regaining of a sense of your own self-worth and regaining a sense of a power and power over your own life. The sixth stage is new beginnings, and this typically occurs from at the end of the legal process up to perhaps as many as 4 years out. Some people take longer. I do have a friend that spent 7 years reading romance novels and not really coming to a period of acceptance and moving beyond her divorce before she was really able to look at it face to face. But typically this new beginnings is moving beyond the anger and the blame, gaining a new respect for the spouse, and really adjusting to the new roles, whether it's your new roles as an individual or within the restructured family. I do hope that you find that these video segments are useful, whether for you personally or someone that you know who may be getting divorced. This is Veldine Fincher, the author of Coming Apart Without Falling Apart, The Layman's Guide to Divorce. And I do invite you to visit my website, www.thelaymansguide.com. thelaymansguidetodivorce.com. I have a free bonus for you. 2 chapters of my book, Coming Apart Without Falling Apart, The Layman's Guide to Divorce.